So there was a van parked here today. They were foreign, big blue van, and they left their dog poo behind. Very nice of them, wasn't it? I'll go pick that up. Don't want to give us a van life as a bad name. Nice, and somebody's run over it. Brilliant.
Steep hill. We're getting there. I was a bit worried. Oh, what's that smell? Is that was like getting up the hill?
Turn left onto Ditchling Road.
Oh no, please. Popo's come in. Okay, step back. So we're on our way to Hastings. We've been in Brighton today. Off to Hastings. I'm working tomorrow, so it's about 7 o'clock. Shouldn't take us as long. The traffic doesn't seem so bad, so we're gonna head up there. So yeah, we'll take you a little bit of the journey with us, Brent, won't we? And I've just like
Used about £20 of fuel getting up the hill.
but this time I think I've been on a journey in the van like this, isn't it? I've done like the first time when we got it, and other than that, little bits and pieces, but not an actual sitting up front in like a big girl in the in Grace. So this is quite exciting for me. So yeah, see you in a bit.
No waves. It's my waves. Only the old ones wavy are used normally anyway. The posh ones don't.
Do they not?
No.
Oh. I think if you make the first move and wave at them, they might wave at you. Why don't you just put yourself out there and
I
just
always
wave?
wave.
Do you? Even to the new ones?
Yeah.
Anybody out there, wave at Brent if you see him. He wants his waves.
Don't do a Mexican wave, that's dangerous. So we found a street quite close to the hospital where Tracy's going to be working tomorrow. We're kind of parked there, end of a house with a hedge and a fence, no windows opposite. Just a great big gap between those two houses with a footpath. So on a little bit of a slant, but we should be alright. Police car just came down, did a U-turn and then drove off again, so I don't know whether that was for our benefit or what, but we literally just got here like 15 minutes ago. So just taking Vicky for a walk. That's where it is. Big wall hedge, end of a house, no windows opposite this. So should be alright, but it means that Tracy can just walk 5 minutes, 10 minutes to work tomorrow, and then I can get on with some stuff, and then we'll move back to Brighton, I think, tomorrow. I'm not sure, I never know. I'll just go where the weather takes me. Where the weather takes me? Where the wind blows me? No, where the dice rolls me? I don't know. Night, see you later. Good morning, good people. So we stayed in this street, can't remember the name of the street, but it's around the corner from Conquest Hospital. Big long street, residential area. We parked right down the bottom, and we had a good night's sleep. It was good. Woke up this morning, it's quite busy, the road's quite busy that end, further up, but where I am it's not, because we're kind of near a dead end, but not quite in the dead end. Everyone's going off to work and school and stuff like that. So when the traffic dies down, it's about 10 to 9 at the moment. So when the traffic dies down a bit, I'm going to move up, further up towards the end, on a flatter bit anyway, which I've already sussed out because I walked Tracy up to the end of the road. And I'm going to stay there until Tracy gets out of work, so I'm not in the same spot that I slept in, if that makes sense. We did run out of power. I knew we would run out of power. I said we'd run out of power because we were parked under trees all day in Brighton. Lesson learned, don't park under trees. I should have moved, but I didn't know the area very well because we are new to this. And I did discover late in the afternoon there was another car park that I could have gone to, which was flatter as well. I don't think many people know it's there. There was a few vans parked in there, but I could have got in the sun and got some charge. But I'm in the sun right now and it's charging up, so I managed to put the fridge back on. But it's going to take all day. We probably still won't get a full charge, but we'll be alright. So yeah, lesson learned there. Right, it's now midday and we're in glorious sunshine outside, and the MPPT Charger is cooking, getting like 18 amps in, nearly 300 watt, almost 300 watts out of the 300 watts of solar that I've got on the roof, so it's good. There's been lawnmowers going all morning. I don't know if you can, like, in kind of scared mode. I don't want to open the curtains, but I don't know where. Oh, there's one over there. There he is. There's one over there, and there was one over here a minute ago going. It literally been lawnmowers for 3 hours. It's like weird, and they've only got tiny lawns. I don't know what's taking them so long. Anyway, so now I've got to try and find a storage unit, because if you have watched past videos, watch the past videos because they're brilliant. We're having storage issues, so I need to find a garage. So if anybody has a garage to rent in, I don't know, Chichester, maybe Arundel, maybe Havant, maybe whatever, somewhere, let me know, because I really need like a single garage to rent, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So it's now lunchtime. Tracy's going to be coming back for something to eat in a minute, and I haven't washed up. I better wash up, ain't I? Yeah. I mean, how spoiled is this dog? Look. Dog food, healthy dog food, not interested. Some nice fried chicken. In fry light, before you ask. Not in oil. Loving that. Good for your waistline, that be. Convoy's back.
Who's Convoy?
You!
Actually, this is what I'm supposed to have done.
My viewers won't know what you've just done because I didn't video any of it, so don't worry. What did she do, Harley?
You have to watch my video to find
Watch Harley video to find out what she did
what is wrong with me.
and what they're on about. That's all I'm saying. So where are we?
Preston Park.
Again.
Again, this is the first time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second time for us.
yeah. Bet you didn't have one the first time though, did you?
Yep.
Yeah, but in the park.
No.
Well, yeah, you're not that. That's crazy. Thank you. Do you want some?
Yeah, could you dilute my dog water? Tune in Harley's video to find out what happened. And that is the parking situation for your information. Absolutely tons and tons of space to park as well in this part. I like this one better than the last area, which is down the other end. Into the park, we're hoofing it across the park because that building there is a public toilet and I need the toilet, and our toilet is now full. And we're not going to be able to sort that out till this evening, but luckily there's a public toilet, so I can just hoof it down here a couple of minutes away from the van. So that's another plus point for this place. It's actually quite empty at the minute. People just going about, walking dogs, kids going to school, all that stuff. Yeah, that's it really. Lovely, isn't it? Little tip I learnt watching some other van life channel, which you may have seen or may not. If you're making a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, just pour the amount of water you need into the cup in question, and then pour that into the kettle without spilling it all over the side, like I just did. And then just boil that. I'll tell you what, it boils so fast because it's such a little amount of water. So you save on energy, which is a great idea. Yeah, that was about a minute and a half. So we have had some power issues. My fault, completely my fault. I'm an idiot sometimes. I know you'll agree with me. Came here Sunday night and we parked the other end of Preston Park. We had a obviously full battery and everything, all cushy. Parked there, spent the next day there under the trees. Really didn't take much notice of it and hardly getting any solar charge. So when we left there to go to Hastings, I only had 30% battery. And it was 7 o'clock in the evening, so there was no sun. And my DC charger doesn't work 100% because my alternator's too weak, so I can only get so much charge out of that anyway. So when we got to Hastings, I only had 30% total. That ran out in the middle of the night. About 2 in the morning, the alarm was going off, so I had to turn the fridge off and everything. Basically, it's the fridge and the cameras, and that has to go off. So the next day I parked in, where was I? In Hastings, yeah. Next day I parked in Hastings, and glorious sunshine all day long. And according to the app, the Renology app, which comes with the MPPT Charger, I got about 98 amp hours. Now, I've got a 200 amp hour battery. It was pretty flat. So it basically half charged the battery. So when we got here, I had about that. I had about... it was measuring like 13.1 volts and sometimes flickering to 13.2 volts. So that's about 50%. So I had half the battery charged. And that ran out, well, I'd say ran out, it didn't run out, but the alarm, the low voltage alarm was going off at 5 this morning. So it almost made it to the next day. So I reckon we need just over 100 amp hours a day is what we use off grid. That's not using induction cooker, hob, or air fryer or anything. We're using gas things, but so that's just basically running the fridge, the lights, the security cameras, charging phones, laptops, all that kind of thing, all your usual bits and bobs. Obviously the fridge does run off the inverter, and so does the TV when we use it. I understand the inverters use about 1 amp hour an hour or something like that, because they do use some, obviously to power itself. With that in mind, I know we can go off grid. It's just because of that first day I let the battery run down, it's not being able to recover. I can run, which I did do this morning, I did run the engine for a little bit, which did put it back up to about 20%, but I don't want to sit there with the engine running all that time. There's no one around me, so it's not annoying everyone, but it's just not good for the engine really. You shouldn't really do that. I did run it for about half an hour and it got it up to about 20%, and now I'm just letting the solar do the rest today. It's early anyway, it's just gone 9 o'clock. It's not doing great because it's overcast out there. I don't know if you can see, it is a bit cloudy, but there's a little bit of sunshine coming through. According to the app, we're getting about 2 to 3 amps at the moment. It's like nothing really. It's only early, I know, and it will improve as the day goes on, but it's going to be nothing like yesterday. I'm not going to get 100 amp hours, or I got 98 amp hours yesterday. I'm not going to get anywhere near that today, so we might have an issue. But I do know that if it does get low, I can run the engine. And the engine alternator will bring it up to about 20%. If I let it run a long time or go for a drive, it will take it up to 30%. But I don't really want to do that in the middle of the night when there's other people trying to sleep in their vans and stuff like that. Good thing is this is a petrol engine, so it's not as loud as like Harley's diesel, which sounds like a tractor. But try and be courteous to other people. So today I've got quite a few jobs to do. Harley's with us, as you've seen, so she's gone busking in Brighton for the day, so I'm looking after the vans and the dog. But I've got her MPPT charger to go in because she had a PWM, whatever it is, the old type, and the MPPT is much better. So I ordered that for her, and that came the other day. So with her van being next to mine, I can get that in for her. She's left me her keys, so I'm going to do that. I have a little blow on my exhaust, so I'm going to have a look at that. Obviously tidy up, because one thing about living in a van I've noticed is you do far more housework than when I lived in a house. Even though living in a house, the housework was more extensive, took longer because it's a house. You sort of like do the housework once, maybe not even every day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, in the van, I'm constantly cleaning because it just gets dirty so quick. Not because we're dirty, but because it's just, I mean, you look at the floor, it just gets bits, because you're in and out as well, and there's like a grass verge out there, and you're just stepping dirt in all the time, and, you know, obviously the washing up, it's not a lot of washing up, to be fair, because there's only 2 of us, but I do find I'm constantly cleaning, especially the floor. I'm always hoovering and always washing the floor. In the winter, I don't know what that's going to be like. It's going to be... So as far as the power situation goes, if we're really careful and I make sure I get out in the sunshine as much as possible, I think we can do it with the setup we've got. I mean, we've been 3 days now, and we're okay. Do you know what I mean? We can manage, but apart from that stupid mistake I made with the trees, but I think maybe it might be good to get a power station, a power bank, like a Jackery or an EcoFlow or something like that as a backup. I'm not sure. I was looking at them; they're quite expensive. But the one I'd want, which would be probably the 200 amp hour one, is about 1,500 quid, and you're like, that's quite a lot. I could get a second leisure battery for like 800 quid and rig that up. I'd have to change a few things in there. Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper to put a second leisure battery. I know people would be like, oh, just put a second leisure battery. But I like the idea of the power stations being portable. I like the idea that you can charge them off your 12 volt, cigarette lighter. I like that idea when you're driving around, and I like the that kind of thing. So I like the flexibility of them, if that makes sense. And you can charge them off EV points as well. I think I've looked, but so in the future, not at the moment. There's still other things to do. I checked the oil this morning. It's still leaking, obviously. It's not going down that much though. I mean, it's leaking. There's always like a little patch of oil wherever I park, which is annoying. I don't like that. I don't like leaving patches of oil everywhere. So I will get it fixed soon. But it's not, the level's not dropping dramatically. I've done like nearly 600 miles now, and it's just under the full mark now. So I will get some oil and top it up. But it goes in for its MOT in a couple of weeks anyway, and I'll talk to them about that and see what they can do about it, and get that sorted out. That's a worry. Apart from that, the van is good so far. I enjoy driving, actually. It's actually, now I'm getting used to it. It does feel like it's going to tipple over when you go around a corner. I don't know if that's just a thing with them or not, but I did think, because I have the bed up in the roof, because it's a electric bed, I did think maybe when I'm driving I should lower the bed down, and then it'll more centralise that weight. Maybe that will make it feel like, because it does, I don't know, it just might be just the nature of, I've never driven anything this big. I'll do Harley's first, so she can get the benefit of that, get some better charge going on, and then we'll look at my van, edit some video, and maybe have a nap. I don't know. Cool. Do some reading. I've been a good boy, and I've been reading the Bible every day, which is something I really wanted to do in having more time in doing the van life thing. So I shall do a bit of that as well. But yeah, and then go for a walk around the park. This is it, isn't it? Van life. I'm doing it. Right. I'm in Harley's van. She's not here. I can go through all her stuff. No, I won't. Of course I won't. Right. So we got this. Boom. So we can have a little unboxing, can't we? Cello tape. Okie dokie. Hang on. 2 seconds. Right. I'll do this one-handed. Everybody loves an unboxing, don't they? On my guitar channel, my other channel, which you can check out if you like music, guitars and things like that. I haven't posted any videos on there for a while, to be fair. People used to love an unboxing. So we got this, which is the Rhenology Rover. This is the same one I bought for my van, and it was a vast improvement. So let's get this over here. There it is. Let's get that off. Obviously a lot bigger than the unit she's got in there, which is, oh my goodness, which is behind all this crap, which is, where is it? Oh, it's on that back wall there, see it? So got to make sure there's room for it, because it has to go there, because that's where the wires are, and the breakers there and everything. But what I'm going to do first is get up on the roof and disconnect the solar panels so as not to get electrocuted, even though there is no blooming sun today anyway, and we're not getting any flipping power. So yeah, let's go. Right, so I've marked the negatives with a bit of tape so I know which one's which, because they only supply black cables, they don't supply a red and a black. So I've just put some tape on the negative ones, and then we can disconnect that and then hopefully just connect it up the new one, and that's it. Connect the panels and then we're good to go. Easy, he says. Look at the size difference between the two. So this one will be up for sale if anybody wants it. I sold mine quite quickly actually. Got about 20 quid for it, so she can sell that. Bye bye. You did your best. Rovers taking overs. Right, so we got her in there. Peekaboo. Battery's connected. Always connect the battery first. So I just tested that, so that's good. She's got 13.2 volts on her battery. It's connected to the breaker. I'll turn that off. That should go off. It's off. Now just connect the panels and then go on the roof, connect them up, screw that to the wall. It's playing a game of peekaboo with the shelf, but it's in there. Alright, before I connect the solar panels up, I've gone into the app and I've set it to lithium, which is what it is. So I'm just going to go connect them up and then see what is occurring. Bingo mass! There it is, all working. Power coming in. So that's good. Yeah, I'll tidy up the mess and then get back to biscuit. Reason reversing camera doesn't work is because that wire has come off the aerial there. Yay! Kind of works. So the car goes past. There it goes. Not the best signal, but at least I'll be able to see behind when I'm parking. Good job, some of you.